I'm Keenan Willard here for the on-record portion of the Rockbridge Report with Community Outreach and Education Coordinator Jake Adams of the Rockbridge County Solid Waste Authority. Jake, how are you today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Keenan. How are you?
Very well. So let's get right into it. There has been an update in Rockbridge County's, the interaction between Lexington City and Rockbridge County's recycling sort of agreement. What does that update entail?
Well, really, the agreement you're speaking of is an agreement between Lexington City and the current Solid Waste Authority to start accepting glass recycling from Lexington City once again. And this agreement really is a smaller part of a larger agreement, an agreement that's really been worked on for several years now between the City of Lexington and Rockbridge County. Lexington City will be joining Rockbridge County as a new member of the Solid Waste Authority. We're still waiting on some final approval from the State Corporation Commission, but Lexington will join the county as a member of our Rockbridge County Solid Waste Authority to be renamed Blue Ridge Resource Authority. And really this glass agreement entails that Lexington will collect glass once again as part of its recycling collections, and it will be brought to the Solid Waste Authority to be stockpiled. We use it at our landfill facility for a multitude of different purposes, one being alternate daily cover for the waste that we collect at the landfill, as well as replacement for aggregate in road base. Saves a lot of money in purchasing stone for road base. So I think this is a great program and a great opportunity to get glass collected once again from the city and to put it to good use as well.
So is that going to actually change the mechanics of how people are going to, put out their trash? This is going to be like a roadside pickup. Are they going to have to do anything special? Is this going to affect them?
Yes, well currently Lexington City has single stream recycling, so all the different recyclable materials are placed into the same container. That will largely remain untouched. The biggest new element to that is going to be glass has to be separated. So they will accept it, just must be put into a separate container.
And how many facilities for recycling specifically does the county currently maintain?
The county currently maintains 5 staffed collection centers for recycling and 1 unstaffed center. And this is for Rockbridge County. Lexington City's collections, which they maintain separately, they offer curbside service to their residents. But for Rockbridge County, we currently have 5 staffed centers, 1 unstaffed recycling center that is currently being in progress of being transitioned to a staff center.
Does your department predict any sort of increased strain with the addition of glass collection?
The county has been collecting glass for several years now. The county's recycling centers have been collecting glass for some time now. So we don't anticipate any additional strain. We know a lot of citizens of Lexington were wondering why glass was stopped as a collection for the city. The reason being, and I like to, when I talk about recycling in the community, we all want to focus on doing the right thing for the environment and trying to repurpose this material, obviously. But at the same time, recycling is still an industry, and I think it's important to remember that. The market for recycled glass is pretty minimal to none in this area. So our challenge has been finding appropriate reuse solutions for this material instead of just putting it into the landfill and taking up airspace. And I think what we have going on now with its reuse is a very good step in the right direction.
So you said that the market currently for repurposed glass is minimal. Mm-hmm. Is there any way that are you guys exploring any strategies to kind of make incentives for businesses to start using that repurposed glass with this new program?
There are some purposes. I know one local business in Buena Vista accepts glass. Auto Recyclers has accepted glass in the past to be used for as a replacement for mulch bedding, as well as for sandblasting as well. So there's a multitude of reuse purposes, but as far as getting it in the hands of a recycling processor that is going to sort that glass and process it in a way that it can be remanufactured into new glass bottles, jars, etc. The challenge in that is transportation. The closest glass processors in this area are in the Richmond area or in North Carolina. So you run into a really big hurdle with transportation costs. So finding local solutions, I believe, is the key for our area.
Are there any plans in the works for, you said the nearest facility is in the Richmond area, are there plans in the works that you know of for a facility that could crop up closer that would enable that kind of economic benefit for the county?
There are none that I'm aware of. As I said, there's not really a processor that's accepting it. Matter of fact, RDS is the recycling processor that both the city and county use in Roanoke, Virginia. they are actually sending us glass, believe it or not, from the other localities that they service. I know from the Roanoke County and City area, Montgomery County as well. All of their glass that's coming to Roanoke is now being sent to us because we're one of the few localities in the area that is finding reuse purposes for it. So we're pretty proud to be able to say that we are finding a way to reuse this material and not create a strain on landfill airspace with it.
So going on the theme of trash collection, recycling collection, that's kind of been a hot button issue in the local government in recent years. People are talking about this move for the county, this initiative to move from these open dump sites that are scattered throughout the county, these roadside dumpster sites, and there is kind of this impetus to move towards a new direction for trash collection. Can you talk about that?
Yes, so this is part of an ongoing plan. In early 2015, Rockbridge County contracted with SCS Engineers, their local office in Midlothian, Virginia, to conduct a study on this current status of Rockbridge County's solid waste and recycling collection. And the results of that study were produced and is what become the Solid Waste Management Strategic Plan for Rockbridge County. The study heavily recommended transitioning away from unmanned dumpster sites, which is currently the primary offering from the county for handling refuse collection, and transitioning to totally staffed collection centers, of which we currently have 5. The plan entails constructing more of these staff centers in convenient locations throughout the county to absorb the increased traffic from eliminating unstaffed collections. And I think this really has a lot of benefits, especially in the area of reducing litter, illegal dumping, as well as in transportation and cleanup costs, which are currently very high for our unstaffed centers.
Okay, but the number one issue that people have been talking about, residents at least, is just the convenience factor. There's just nothing better than having those just dumpsters available 24 hours a day. Is there going to be that drop in convenience for that many residents? Well,
I think the important balance here is to strike a really good balance between convenience and what's also cost effective and doing the right thing. The locations of the new centers for this study, for the strategic plan, will actually put a convenience center within 5-mile radius of approximately 80% of addresses in Rockbridge County. So we're really working hard to balance that convenience. We can't say it's going to be as convenient as having that 24/7 dumpster right down the road from you, but having centers placed conveniently, having convenient hours of operation, and offering a multitude of services, be it with collection of scrap metal, bulky items such as furniture and other large items, mattresses, having those services all in a one-stop shop and making that as convenient as possible is the direction we're heading in.
Excellent. So in terms of moving from just obviously these unmanned dumpster sites to staffed facilities, do you all have any projections for job creation in the county?
Yes, that will increase jobs. The staff centers are currently staffed by part-time recycling collection attendants. So there will always be a person on site, at least one person on site during hours of operation. So yes, this will drive job creation and create new job opportunities.
So in terms of the organization, the distribution of these facilities, is it sort of, obviously most of the population of the county is sort of central in what would be the Lexington district. Mm-hmm. Are these facilities going to be distributed sort of evenly throughout, like all the way in top to bottom throughout the county geographically?
Yes, the study heavily recommended centers being located in prime locations throughout the 5 districts of Rockbridge County, and as in part of that, trying to place them strategically as close to major highways as well, so that way you can capture a large majority of residents on a major highway, so making it more convenient for the most amount of people. And in the study, there is plans to have a significant amount of new centers in the southern as well as the northern end of the county. So we're just trying to spread these out in a way that makes sense geographically and can capture as much traffic as possible, diverting it from the unstaffed centers as we begin to transition away.
Excellent. And I think that's all the time that we have, but thank you so much for meeting with me here today. And for the Rockbridge Report, I'm Keenan Willard. This was Jake Adams. Thank you so much.